Welcome back to my channel where math is made easy. So today we're going to be looking at factoring the ax squared plus bx plus c using the AC method, all right, which is super easy. So I'm just going to walk you through some simple steps to use that method to solve. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please go over and do so. Remember to comment, like this channel, and share this video, all right? So let's go. So the AC method is as it says. So my A right here, there's a 1. Always remember that if you're not seeing a number or a coefficient as it is called in front of the variable, then there's an invisible 1. So my A is equal to 1, my B is equal to 10, and my C is equal to 16. All right? So that means that AC or A times C is equal to 1 times 16, which is 16. After you have found your AC, your next step is to find the factor pairs of 16. What are the factor pairs of 16? 1 and 16, 2 and 8, 4 and 4. And we can have on the negative side -1, -16, -2, -8, -4, -4. If you're to multiply those two, you would also get positive 15. So I like to put them there because when we go to the other questions, you'll see why those are important. All right, nice. So let's dive in. After we have found our factor pairs, you're gonna now look which one of those factor pairs, when you add them, you will get your B. So which one of these, when I add them, I'm gonna get B. When I add these, I don't get 10. This, when I add it, however, I get 10. All right, so all the others, no, no, no. When I add this pair, I get 10. So I'm gonna now substitute this pair for my middle term. Let's look what we mean by that. So I'm going to write back my x squared. I'm writing back that, my first term. And then this, I'm going to rewrite that as 2x plus 8x plus 16. I'm writing back my end term. You could have written x squared plus 8x plus 2x plus 16. Whichever way you want to write it is fine. All right? My next step is that I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to break those 4 terms into 2 groups. My first group, I'm going to put this right here, and then my second group right there. After I've done that separation into groups, I'm going to go ahead and factor each group. Give me a factor for x squared and 2x. A factor is going to be x, because x can be divided into that, and it can also be divided into that. All right, so that's x into x, and let me not assume that we know that. So that's x squared divided by x is going to give me x. So that's x squared divided by x. One x is cancelled there, I'm just left with x, right? So that's x right here. Now 2x divided by x is equal to 2. So I've cancelled that, I've factored that group. Let's go to the next group. I'm now gonna find something that can go into both. I can factor out 8. So ax divided by 8, that's just going to be left with x. And then 16 divided by 8, that's going to be 2. Now there's something that you must note for the brackets. Notice that we have the same things in the brackets. If you're at this stage and the brackets do not have the same thing, then you would have done something incorrect, all right? So I suggest that you start over and check, because if you don't have the same thing in the brackets, you did something wrong. So let's move on now that we have the same thing in the brackets. All I'm going to do now is to write my factor pair. write my factors. So that's that right there, that's x plus 8. That's one factor. And then x plus 2, that's another factor. Alright? So I'm just going to erase this right here because I'm needing it for my next question. Now, as I told my students, if this was an equation instead of just an expression, let's say we had that, all you would do now is to go ahead and equate that to 0. So each term you would have said x plus 8 equals 0 and solve for x, and x plus 2 equals 0 and solve for x. But that's not what this video is about. I'm just telling you that if you see that, that's exactly what you would do. All right, so let's dive right into the other equation. Let's take number 2. Number 2, my A again is 1, B this time, and you need to ensure you have your signs written properly. -8 and C is 12. Nice. What is my AC? AC is 1 times 12, which is equal to 12. No, let me just separate this right here. 1 times 12. So I'm going to have to find the factor pairs for 12. So that's 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. And again, we can use the negatives. -1, -12, -2, -6, -3, -4. All right. Now, in this case, it's going to come in very handy. This that I put right here, and I was saying you'll see it in the next question. Now we'll have to find, remember our next step is to find the pair that when we add them, we'll get -8, which is our B. Which pair is that? Put it in the comment section. Which pair, when I add them, will give me -8? All right, if you said -2, -6, then you're very correct. Remember, what we do now is to replace this for our middle term. So let's rewrite it. X squared minus 2x minus 6x plus 12. So that's our new expression right there. And the next step, again, is to go in and create 2 groups. So our 2 groups, after we have done that, we're going to go and factor the 2 groups. Give me a factor for this, so that's x. I'm left with x. Here, 2x divided by x, that's 2. And right here, I'm going to factor out -6. So that's going to give me x. Let me put it right here just in case somebody do not remember what to do there. Those 2 are cancelled. I'm left with x. Then 12 divided by -6, that's going to give me a -2. All right, so that's -2. Notice again, the brackets are the same. Let's go in now and write our factors. That's x minus 6 and x minus 2. There we have our 2 factors. Let's dive right into over here. Notice here, though, our coefficient for our x squared is not 1. Our coefficient for our x squared is 2. So A is equal to 2, B is equal to -5, and C is equal to -7. What's my AC? AC is 2 times -7, that's equal to -14. Now the factor pairs that we're going to write, they're very important. So it means that we're going to have our factor pairs written right here. So let's go. So that's -1 or -1 and 14, or 1 and -14, because remember your results, when you multiply them, you must get back -14. Good? So that's -2 and 7, or 2 and -7. Now the next step again is to find this pair that when you add them you'll get -5. Which one is that? Put it in the comment section. All right, our aim is to get -5, so it will be this one. 2 plus -7 is equal to -5. So let's go ahead rewriting this using these 2. So that's 2x squared plus 2x minus 7x minus 7. Nice. Gonna group these now. So I'm factoring out 2x right here. So now I'm going to be left with x and plus 1. Yep. Next I'm going to factor out a negative 7, which is going to leave me with x. Let me put it right here, negative 7x divided by negative 7. That's cancelled out, that's left with x. You know, sometimes people have a challenge factoring that out, so let's do that and not run with it. And then negative 7 divided by negative 7 is just 1. So that's plus 1. Again, look at the brackets, they're the same. Whatever is in the parentheses, they're the same. Alright, so you need to always look out for that. That's one way to tell if you're doing something wrong. So our factors are 2x minus 7 and x plus 1. Let's go into this one. A is negative 4, B is negative 8, and C is 5. So my AC is equal to negative 4 times 5, that's negative 20. Yep, so what are the factor pairs? Negative 1, 20, 1 and negative 20, negative 2 and 10, 2, negative 10, 4, negative 4 and 5, and 4 and negative 5. Next M, which one of these will give me negative 8? Let me change the color right here. Which one will give me negative 8? So when I add them, which one will give me negative 8 will be positive 2, negative 10, right? So I'm going to rewrite using that. So that's negative 4x squared minus, sorry about that. So that's plus 2x minus 10x plus 5. And remember, again, it doesn't matter if you put minus 10 at the front and 2x at the back. It doesn't matter. So let's factor these out. Group them and then factor them out. So here I can pull 2x. Yep. So that's negative 2x that's negative 2x plus 1. And here I can pull a minus 5. So that's negative 2x sorry, here I pull a plus 5, I apologize. So that's negative 2x plus 1, right? Brackets. So my factors are 2x plus 5 and negative 2x plus 1. Now right here, if I wanted, I could have pulled a negative 2x there, and then that would change whatever is right there, and it will, you'll end up with the final answer being the same thing. All right, now I hope that this would have helped you. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.